Welcome to Freezer Milk Podcast. I'm your host, Bridget, along with my husband, Chris. Podcast where we talk about the comedic side and serious side of parenting, life, and relationships. We are boy parents. We have two boys, Enzo and Rhett, with about a 6-year age gap between the two. You can check out our website, freezermilk.com. Also, feel free to follow us on Instagram at Freezer Milk Podcast. Thanks and hope you enjoy.
I can't get comfortable now.
Why?
I'm invading my space.
Welcome back.
What's up? What's up? We did it.
We did our first recording. We posted a TikTok. It was so exciting. Thank you if you watched it.
No, that's not what I was talking about. We actually went on a date.
Oh, that's right. We went on a date.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about it? How'd it go?
I love sake.
Yeah, we had sake and sushi, and
lots of sushi.
We ordered way too much food, spent a lot of money.
But it was our first date since May of last year.
Yeah.
So
I think we forgot how to date.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird trying to have conversations, and then we had a lot of sake, and you had a lot more sake, and then it started to feel like a date again.
I wasn't driving.
Nope. Then we got dairy-free ice cream.
Yeah, we did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was really nice to be able to get out of the house and actually do something that together without kids. For once.
I think it is hard. Like, I don't want to say like we have completely forgotten how to date, but it was like when because we kind of found out last minute, like our babysitter was like, hey, y'all need a date night. I can watch them tomorrow. We're like,
that's not how this all came down.
No.
So I'm sitting at my desk working, and she came in my office, looked at me and said, "You need to take your wife on a date." And I'm like, thinking to myself, did Bridget say something to her? I'm like, how would she know this? Did Bridget said something? So it all turned around. We were able to make it work out, but thank God we actually had somebody to watch the baby while we were.
And he survived it.
Yeah, he did great. She gave him a bath, and
it was great.
She put him down, fed him dinner, all that good stuff. I think she enjoyed it.
She likes him.
Yeah. But yeah.
But it was weird. Like, it was like, once we realized, like, oh, we can go on a date, we were kind of like, so...
What do we do?
Where
because the problem is you can't go too far because, A, the baby, still is a breastfed baby and doesn't take a bottle. Plus, I mean, it's the first time we'd been out without him ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little nerve-wracking, I think, for a little bit there.
Just like if there was an emergency or,
It's hard, I mean, because you're so used to...
We're around him 24/7.
You're so used to having the baby with you constantly. Mm-hmm. And you almost, miss him.
Yeah.
You go out, it's really weird. You're like, parental instincts kick in, and you're like, where's my baby? Where's my kid? I miss him running around and screaming and doing his deal. But it was all fun, and we had a good time, and hopefully we'll get to be able to do it again soon. Again, this week on, week off thing helps with that too, because it's not like we have to get a babysitter for 2 kids. We just have to get a babysitter for 1.
Yep. So
that's nice. That's helpful. But
what else do we have going on this week? I made a logo for something.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're in the process of building our business and our brand, and Bridget was able to secure her first staging consultation and design, and we're working on that. And
they liked my ideas, and they went under contract.
So here Bridget gets to, at the end of the month, actually help a realtor stage a house, and I think you're going to do really good at it. You've already spent a lot of money.
I spent my budget on what I'd planned for.
I know. You kept it within budget so far until you find something else. But you got some really good stuff, though. And I think the house is going to turn out beautifully, I think, after you're all done with it.
It was so... we've been talking about the last couple episodes about how we just feel like the winds of change coming with careers and taking the next step and building our brand and our business, and then to have this appointment later, end of last week, and give them ideas during the consult and what I would do, and have them be like, yes, tell us your fee, we want it.
Right. I think that
was amazing.
If you're selling a home, a lot of people have trouble I don't even know what, where to find inspiration, or like what kind of stuff can I put in this house to make a buyer be like, ooh, because everybody has their own individual tastes, and not everybody's taste is for everybody. Yep. So I think it's great that, they went along with it, went in and hired you, and hopefully there's more to come there, because you're going to do a great job with it.
Sent our first invoice.
Yeah, you sent your first official invoice out.
Mm-hmm. We got our logo finalized.
Yep.
Website is like in design process.
Half launched.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. But, it'll be interesting. Turning of a page, I guess, huh? New adventures.
So we're working with, we had a big discussion the last couple of days, now that we have Enzo back for a week, where we've been talking about like how much coddling is too much.
Yeah, especially the problem is Enzo's at that age, like he's 7 years old, like he's a young adult, but he's still a kid, like and still a baby. And he still doesn't completely understand, I guess. And I don't know, right now, with the new house, he's scared of it. And he's very scared of our house. And we've done everything we possibly can to try and make him feel more comfortable and more welcomed. And, he's got 1 billion nightlights. Like, he could light up a stadium in his room. I don't even know how the kid sleeps with all the lights that he has going on in there. Plus, we let him listen to Harry Potter or stories or some kind of music to help him fall asleep. He's got dream catchers. I get that this house is spread out and that he is...
I think we nailed it yesterday when we were talking about that our house is very quiet.
Very quiet, yeah. You can hear anything going on.
And the front of the house is it's like, 10 feet off the road maybe? Mm-hmm. And people walk their dogs and chit chat and stuff like that. So that sound does carry. But the main thing is that our house is very quiet. We don't have a lot of, people here. It's just our little family. And we don't have any animals. And at his dad's house, it's his dad's fiance, his grandparents on his dad's side, and then like 12 dogs, a bird, like just a lot of
commotion,
like energy, constant energy happening, and it's a much smaller floor plan.
Yeah.
And so I think that makes like this big, huge difference at that house. He doesn't feel scared or alone or anything, because there's just constant noise and energy and movement, and there's always an animal or a person, or you can hear somebody or a dog or something like that. Whereas at ours, it's more spread out and it's quiet.
I just struggle with some of the stuff that he says, because some of the stuff that he says, I'm like, like, what was he telling you the other day about being scared of his shadow? He wish he could detach his shadow.
He said, I feel cursed at your house. And I was like, that's a pretty strong word.
Right.
That's a little dramatic. Why do you feel this way? And he was like, well, I feel like I'm followed. And I was like, okay, why do you feel like you're followed? He's like, well, I know who's doing it. And I was like, that's super creepy. Sure. And so tell me who's doing it. He's all, it's my shadow.
Literally, this kid's afraid of his shadow.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
I'm like, how do you even help this situation?
So I broke down like, well, your shadow is attached to you, so you're going to have to deal with it. And your shadow is created because your body blocks light as it's emitted from the sky or from house lights, etc. And so that creates a dark spot in the shape of your body because it blocked the light, aka that's your shadow.
Yeah, I told him to do what Cree does and just talk to his shadow. Freaks people out.
Hey, how you doing? Looking good.
I just don't know how to help him. Like I always tell him, he always feels like he's, I don't know, he says he senses somebody watching him. I said, yeah, God's watching you all the time, and that's what you're sensing. It's like a mind game, and I firmly believe in all the spiritual, and like I'm very into that. But I think a lot of that only happens if you let it happen to you.
Yes.
And he's like inviting it, in my opinion.
He is such stinking thinking, and we were talking about like, we have to lead by example and try to have a lot more positive thinking, and like, oh, this terrible thing happened today, but instead of this terrible thing, be like, I'm so lucky because I avoided this, or I didn't have this happen, or I got to have more time in the car because traffic sucked. But I got to have more time in the car with my kid today, or not be stuck at home working, or like whatever it is, you know, the house is creepy. No, it's actually a very nice house, and you're very lucky to have a quiet house where you can think.
Yep.
You know, like helping him turn these negative stinking thinking into positive thoughts.
Well, it's the same. It's a confidence thing too, because he had the same issue in swim. Like, it took him forever to get past that certain level because he was so afraid of floating on his back.
Yeah.
In the transition from his stomach to his back, it used to freak him out. And his instructor said he just needs more confidence. He needs more confidence. And I'm like, I don't know how to give him more confidence. How do you give a child more confidence?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do?
We tell him we're proud of him. We tell him we believe in him. Like, when he does things and accomplishes them, we make sure we praise him.
What else can you do?
I don't know.
It's just tough. It's just a tough situation, and now it manifests in his life now. And I'm like, hopefully this is something he grows out of. But
he's so negative thinking right now. It's so crazy to see.
I'm like 7 years old, and you think so negatively.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me.
Hopefully we can get him like talking to somebody at some point just to try to figure out how to handle his emotions better and like talk through these thoughts. And
yeah, because he is a very emotional being. Mm-hmm. Very highly emotional 7-year-old.
He's highly, he's like a very high empath, like empathetic. Like
very much.
He's very good at, tonight he mentioned, he's like, I want to be a video game designer and create a video game so that I will have a lot of money so I can adopt a bunch of kids that aren't being loved. That is his logic.
I don't understand.
Not like I want to have a bunch of money to go buy Switches and nice. No, I want to have a bunch of money to be able to adopt kids that aren't loved.
You're 7, dude.
Like, that empathy side of him is extremely strong, and that's also the double-edged sword. Is like his empathy side is extremely strong. Like, he senses and feels emotions very heavily.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
He was laughing today, you know, and he was looking at the TikTok of Rhett when Rhett like first discovered his toes. It's so hilarious. And Enzo saw it when we first put it out like 6 months ago. But I showed it to him again today, and this kid threw himself backwards, laughing hysterically, tears in his eyes. Like, he wanted to watch it 20 times in a row. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. But just, he feels with every part of his being.
I'm hoping having a sibling will kind of bring Enzo out of his shell. Yeah. Or who knows, it might push him back in further.
Yeah.
Who knows? Because Rhett is completely different.
Yes.
And I know he's only 13, 14 weeks old, or a year old or whatever, but he's still, you can kind of sense it in his personality. You see it in his personality. He's very outgoing. He's very happy. He's a
busybody baby.
He's a very busybody. He's into everything. He follows me around the house. He follows me to the garage. He follows me here. He follows me there. He's carrying around my tools. He
always wants to help if we're like working on something.
Yeah, he was helping you build the table today. Yep. Like hold the wood. Like, this little baby. Yep. He's just very much involved.
Also
Enzo is not that way.
Very attached to his mama.
Yes, he very much is attached to his mama.
Whew.
It's so frustrating to watch. I'm like, dude, like if I'm like, oh, so you were working on the table and you walked out and you're like, he's gonna freak out, and I'm like, yeah. So you walked out and he started freaking out, and he freaked out for about 15 seconds, and then he realized that I was the only one left and that I was the next best thing, and he immediately turned around and puts his hands up and comes over to me. I'm like, what am I, fucking second fiddle? Awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm like, that makes me feel really good.
Oh man, I felt so bad for the nanny today because like he
wasn't having it
when she first got here. Like, and he adores her, adores her. But when she first got here, he was like, nope, I don't want to go to you. I want to be with mom. Like, mom, don't put me down. Nanny, don't try to reach for me. And I was like, I'm sorry, bud. Like, bye. I feel bad. But then I came out later and they're like playing, and he like looked at me and saw me and smiled. And then just kept playing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't know how many times I came out of my office and like made a face at him or something like that, and he'd look up at me and smile, and then he'd go back to doing what he was doing with the nanny. I'm like, hey, that's fine. That's what we need. It's interesting. It's interesting to watch him.
Do you just laugh and like silently cry inside when he gets super clingy, and you just see me do circles around the island?
She literally goes in a circle around the island, and he follows her crying.
Hysterical.
And he's trying to find her, and he can't find her because she won't let him see. She's not letting him see him or hear her, so he like just completely going around this. God, it's exhausting to watch.
I just get so like burnt out sometimes. I'm like, oh my God.
And he doesn't want me. I'll be like, hey, come here. Nope. And he's just chasing you around the house trying to find you. I'm like,
just follows me. It's like a little like crying zombie.
I'm like, eventually he'll probably grow out of that stage.
Oh yeah, he will. 110%.
It's funny to watch.
I'm sure like it's got to be interesting like observing it like outside point of view, just being like this kid.
I mean, like,
and seeing like the exhaustion on me.
Yeah, if you leave the house, he's good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even the nanny, like, she told me the other day, she's like, when you're not here, he's good. Or, like, if you're in your office, he's good. But then if he sees you, like, he'll melt down. Mm-hmm. She's like, I feel bad saying it's you. And it's not a bad thing because your child you've established a really good attachment with him.
But you're the problem.
Right?
By the way, you're the problem. If she's not going to say it, I'm going to say it. You're the problem.
I'm the problem. My kid's too attached.
Unbelievable.
Pandemic babies.
Seriously, man. He's I don't know.
He's so funny. He has such like a funny personality. And it's crazy to see like how much he's learning every day.
Yeah. I mean, every day is something new with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was it? Oh, he was clapping the other day. We were like, we were so surprised by that. He started clapping and he was all excited. And he tells us no when he's not finished with food, and he tells us when he's done. I think it's really interesting.
He kicks the ball.
Yeah, now he kicks a ball like he's a professional soccer player.
That's and it's like a ball like this big.
Nope.
It's so small, and he'll kick it all around the house, all around the island, all around the living room. And we were joking, so parental comedic relief, I'm sure other parents do this, but we constantly will like make up a dialogue about like what our kids are like thinking if they were like adults, trapped in their tiny bodies. And so when he was kicking the soccer ball around, we're like, Rhett's probably like, in my former life I played for Real Madrid. Now I'm just a stinking baby.
I gotta do it all over again. Kick.
He's like, well, they noticed that I have great foot coordination. I mean, I'm only 13 months old and I can kick a freaking ball around the whole house. Stupid. But like we like make up this whole scenario and he's just like kicking this ball. But it's crazy. He'll go all around with this little tiny ball and he'll just go and like kick it and then kick it and then kick it.
Yeah, it's interesting here because he kind of has like a free for all here because I mean we have everything baby proofed and
like free reign.
Yeah, he's got free reign to the house, so he can go as far as your office. And he
the
can
gated
come
area
into the kitchen. Everything's locked off and gated. He could go to the master bedroom, and he's just he's very, he does really well with that. I think he's able to just kind of, it gives him space. It's not like he's cooped up. Remember when we used to put him in his playpen you bought? Oh, he hated that thing. He would just stand there in the corner. He wouldn't play with anything. He would just stand there in the corner and sob because he just wanted out. So we finally folded it up, and now we just let him walk around the house. But
you know what he's done twice today?
What?
Climbed on the couch.
Did he get up? Oh, he can climb up on the couch now. That's great. How'd he get up there? I
was on the couch, so like the cushions are lower because we're like sitting on it,
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen him do it when we're not on the couch yet. But he like goes into the corner and like counter braces his like leg out on the other wall and like pushes. Boy. Why are you so smart? Stop it.
And there it begins. Well, that's what I was noticing. He's leaving the baby stage and he's now like going into toddler stage.
And climbing. He tried to climb in the dishwasher and he got in the cabinet the other day.
Yeah, I was trying to do the dishes and he was trying to climb in the dishwasher.
And he remember he was
he got caught in the cabinet.
He went inside of it and then was like,
just stood there.
What do I do?
I think he's just so he's so intrigued by everything, which is cool. I mean, I want him to be able to. Luckily, we don't have anything in any of our cabinets for that reason. So none of our lower cabinets have anything in them because we don't want the baby to get to it. But he's a trip. And then there's Enzo. I mean, he's just out there. He's got his own little quirks.
He does. It's a good kid, though.
He is. I think he just needs some more direction.
Yeah. Again, it's that balance. So, he doesn't like to shower in his own bathroom.
He's freaked out by it.
So, he's been wanting, we've been letting him since we moved in the new house, shower in our bathroom. And I finally was just like, I have hit my wall. I've hit the point where I'm like, okay, we've been in this house for, over a month. I'm done with it. I'm done coddling. So yesterday I said, next time you shower, you got to shower in your own bathroom. And he was, oh, I don't like it. No. And I'm like, whatever. Too bad, so sad.
It's a beautiful bathroom. I just put 2 brand new mirrors in it.
I know. It's a beautiful bathroom. Your brother is too young to use it, so it's like your bathroom, bro. And so today, he got home and he needed to shower. And I was like, hey, go take a shower in your bathroom. He was all, ugh.
Yeah, he was... Oh, God. Just wait until he hits puberty. Ugh.
So much sass.
You got yeah.
So then he takes a shower in there, and he's a grand old time. And there's nothing scary about it. And I was like, how was your shower? He's like, it was good. It was nice. The water was really nice and warm. You fucker.
Maybe we need to start having him take the showers during the day, not at night.
Maybe. It could be it.
It's hard to say. It's just, I don't know. I don't have the answers for it. He's so smart, but acts so dumb sometimes. I'm just like, I don't know how to deal with you.
Your haircut looks good, by the way.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it looks very nice.
Nice.
I sent you all over town on furniture runs yesterday and today.
Yeah, I don't know what your fascination right now with buying old furniture is, but we're not talking antiques. We're just talking older furniture that needs work. She's been sending me all over the place to pick up these old pieces of furniture that I have no idea what we're going to do with, but they're sitting in my garage, and here we are. I've got
one's a desk for my office.
One old desk and whatever the other thing is I had to go pick up today.
It's like it's kind of like a dresser, but it's only 2 drawers, so it's like a console table, but dresser style.
I'm like, what are you going to do with it? I have no idea. Just here, go get this.
It's just beautiful.
Then I got to go talk to these people. I'm like, hey, I'm here for your thing. And they're like, oh.
I'll probably go to the guest room.
Yeah.
In that little nook.
Whatever. Until you send me out tomorrow for something else.
It's bad.
You got a problem. We need to work on that.
We don't own any dressers. Let's just refresh. We don't own a single dresser between Enzo, myself, you, and Rhett. No dressers.
Rhett's kind of got a dresser.
Nope, he has a tool cart. No dressers.
It acts as a dresser.
It does, but we have no dressers. So all of a sudden I've been looking for, I need a couple dressers for some staging projects I have coming up. So I've been looking for, dressers. And I'm like, ooh.
But she's not finding any dressers. She's just finding other random shit. And she's like, hey, go get this. And I'm like, what?
They look so nice.
I'm like, yeah, pretty soon we're just going to have this house full of random fucking furniture that we don't need. But whatever.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It makes you happy. Happy wife, happy life, right?
Always. All the time.
Non-antique, but old furniture.
Well, it's just kind of like French countryside.
It's your new hobby. Could you take up something cheaper?
They were both cheap. They were under $100. That's cheap.
Yeah, except I got to move them by myself.
Sorry.
In a rental car. Good job there.
So we have our vehicle in the shop right now getting serviced. Just, summertime's coming, make sure everything's good to go. AC. We got the baby. Want to make sure he's going to be cool in the back. Just getting it checked. Everything updated. All that fun stuff. And so they gave us a rental car. It's so small.
Compared to our, yeah.
And it's the biggest one. So we have the biggest full size SUV that's on the market. The biggest one. Yeah. And we're very used to it. And we fold the third row down. So the interior space back there is a 4x8 almost. Yeah, pretty close to it. It's probably a 4x7. It's huge. So the rental car, they gave us an SUV that's a small SUV. I don't know. I would consider it a small SUV.
Yeah.
Or a normal sized SUV. But we're so used to being up higher and having a much larger vehicle and all that and tinted. We tint our vehicles fairly dark. Because Arizona sun's brutal. And so this vehicle we're renting is a fishbowl.
Well, not to mention, I actually feel claustrophobic in this car. Because I feel like a orangutan, I'm in a clown car. I'm do-do-do-do-do-do.
What does that call them? Orangutan.
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 Yeah, it's ridiculous how small these cars are. And we were talking about getting another commuter car.
We're after driving around
after
this
driving
one?
This thing, I'm I can't do it.
Nope.
I can't do it.
When we first started talking about commuter cars, you're yeah, I want a little, a little 4-door sedan. And I'm I think you're going to hate it. It's going to be too small for you. No, it's not. It'll be great.
Oh, well, this was a real eye-opener. So.
You're all, I can't even do this.
No, this is ridiculous. I'm so used to our big old SUV thing. Or I'm used to the trucks.
Yeah.
I got to have the bigger vehicles.
We love them.
Yeah.
Just not the gas prices.
No, not right now. Everything's so expensive. What else is going on in life?
So you were mentioning that you have to move all this furniture by yourself.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason for that. I went to this house today, and the lady was just dumbfounded that I was there by myself trying to pick up this dresser. And I'm like, she's like, do you need help? And I'm like, no, I've got it, you know. She's like, are you by yourself? And I'm like, yeah, my wife's pregnant. She can't lift anything. So anyway, I'm sitting here trying to manhandle this freaking dresser out of this house by myself like a yahoo. I'm like, ugh.
So we just found out we were pregnant earlier this week. We have been trying since our pregnancy lost a baby Avery back in November.
Kind of interested to know what this one's personality is going to be like.
Yeah. It's been tough. Like, my anxiety's been really high.
Yeah.
Understandably so, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, especially going through...
The pregnancy test was so funny.
Oh, yeah.
So you went and looked at it and you're all...
Oh, okay, so when you had Avery and you tested, the little sticks are all different, but the one that she had was 2 pink lines. Mm-hmm. Or 1 pink line for not pregnant, 2 pink lines for pregnant. Mm-hmm. And when we tested for Avery, it was very faint, mm-hmm. but it was there. So she did this again. What was it? Sunday.
We did the
Sunday.
test. Yeah.
She did the test and she wanted me to look at it first. So I looked at it, and the line that says you're pregnant was pinker and brighter, like neon
than the
pink,
control line.
Than the control line. And I'm like, what does that mean? Is that like twins or, you know? I'm like, is it supposed to be like that? So it was really interesting. But
yeah. We've talked a lot about it, and it's tough. Like, it's, pregnancy after a miscarriage.
You had 2, though. Mm-hmm. You had 2 miscarriages. Yeah. One during COVID.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about that one very much because we honestly, we didn't know we were even pregnant at that time. It was super early. Yeah. But we ended up finding out because we miscarried, and it was very obvious, what it was. But that one, it didn't hit the same way Avery did.
Because you didn't know about it. You didn't grow an attachment.
Yeah. And Avery, we saw the sonogram and heard the heartbeat and everything. So it's just interesting. It was interesting today, because every day I kind of wake up a little bit anxious. And
yeah.
Today I woke up and I was looking at someone's Instagram, Angela Roseholm, and she had a sweatshirt that said, "What if it all works out?" And it just made me stop and think, talking about stinking thinking and positive thinking, etc. What if it all works out?
Well, that's kind of what you got after me about today is, we're sitting here discussing Enzo and the fact that he needs to manifest positivity into his life, and yeah, we're not doing it. And we're no wonder why he is, acting the way he is, because he sees us act like that, and I'm it really, it rings true, and it really hits home. It's how do you readjust, and how do you refocus, and how do you stop stressing so much about everything?
Yeah.
Life doesn't. What's the point if it's just going to be this stressful? Especially for the kids. I mean, I don't want them growing up seeing us stressed out constantly and not happy and stuff like that. So you got to find a balance.
Choose happiness.
I'm hoping when the pool's done.
Well, what if it all works out?
It'll all work out when the pool's done.
It's interesting. I think the reason the sweatshirt spoke to me is A, because my anxiety with this pregnancy, but then also B, because you and I always say what's meant to be will be. Mm-hmm.
Our since we started dating and got together, and a lot of things had to align, and a lot of things had to happen for everything in our lives that have happened up until this point to work out.
Yeah,
and they continue to work out. And we are very fortunate and very blessed, and
by no means short of trials and tribulations.
No. I mean, we've gone through it. We've gone through the ringer in our relationship independently. We've both been through it. We've struggled. We've just seen a lot. We've had a lot happen to us, but for the most part, things have aligned for us in the most miraculous ways. And, here we are today.
What are your thoughts? Are you guessing team boy or team girl?
I don't know yet. I don't remember when Avery was, I had like a different sense about Avery.
Yeah.
And that's why you decided to go get checked to see if you were actually pregnant, and you were. But I didn't really sense it. I think I sensed it a couple weeks back, but then I was just like, I don't know, life happens. But I would have hoped maybe a girl. But I think you're a boy mom, so
Yeah.
you're going to be outnumbered forever, 4-1.
Even if it was a girl, I'd still be outnumbered.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we'll obviously welcome boy, girl into this life,
on the journey with us.
They're gonna welcome them into this crazy household and
our quiet household.
It is quiet. That's what I said. We need to put like a little music box
Yeah.
or Alexa or something in the hallway for Enzo, so he has something.
Just noise.
Yeah, just something going on.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we like our quiet house because I think we're on phones all day, and we hear noise and distraction all day. So when it comes to the afternoons, it's silent. Just quiet. Don't make a noise. Shh.
Well, I think we'll close it out for the night.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening, for watching, supporting. Make sure you follow us. Give us good ratings.
Absolutely.
All the platforms.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks everybody for listening. You can check us out at
freezermilk.com
or Instagram.
Freezer Milk Podcast.
Until next week, guys. Thanks.
Don't forget, parenting is a trip. We are all here on the journey with you together. Thanks so much for listening.